Welcome back to Colonel Samuel Smith Park in Greater Toronto, Ontario for the final game of the pool portion of this tournament. And we have a barn burner here to end the 2-0 Atlantic Pirates versus the 2-0 Toronto Dingos, a Pool B matchup. That's essentially, Patrick, a preliminary final. The one that wins this game is going to be in the final game of this tournament and playing for the big trophy.
Yeah, the stakes couldn't be any higher. It's a pretty clear-cut scenario. Winner goes on to first place. Loser will go on to the third place game. And you know which of these games those two teams want to be battling for. So it should be an excellent matchup. Pirates in white, Dingos in black and red. Pirates win the opening bounce. Ian Euler goes after it for the Pirates. Apologies, we probably know a little bit more about the Pirates, as that is our home part of the country, but two great teams out there, no doubt, as we get our first whistle just 20 seconds or so into the game.
Yeah, kind of an upset, I think, for the Toronto area teams. It just happened with the Quebec Saints defeating the Rebels, so we'll see if the Pirates can do the back-to-back upsets here for the Toronto teams.
Yeah, certainly the Dingos still have an opportunity, though, to win the championship again. As David said, winner of this game wins the group. Pretty clear stakes. And again, Pirates in white, the Dingos in black and red, as we're going to get a ball up here in forward 50. Ball goes up, tapped by Dingos. It's punch forward, and again, quick to ground. So a bit of a congested start here in the very early going.
There's a free kick for the Atlantic Pirates. For those who don't know, the Atlantic Pirates are a combination of four teams in the Maritime Provinces: the Sydney Giants, the Halifax Dockers, St. John Bulldogs, I should say, and the Cornwall Tigers out of just outside Charlottetown, PEI.
And Anthony Payable of the Dockers with a big free kick. Does that have the distance? Didn't know if he had a marking target that's going to be punched through. And look at our first point of the game. It goes to the Pirates. Pirates take a 1-0 lead.
That went off the behind post. That should be a boundary throw-in.
Okay, yeah, he originally had the boundary, the goal umpire.
That won't be a behind. That is no behind.
Yeah, goal umpire had the flag out and then took it away. So no score. We remain 0-0.
Off hands and off the behind post. The behind post is essentially out of bounds. So no score still in this one. Pirates challenging, but nice defense there by the Dingos, and they get it to midfield.
Yeah, Pirates in possession, kicked along. Didn't get everything he wanted off that kick, as that was Jack Green trying to kick it forward. There's a ball on the ground here. Dingos in possession. Not a lot of time and space, as you're going to see, as I believe that was Amiro kicking it towards the 50-meter arc. Battle on the ground again. Again, the Dingos in black and red, Pirates in white. As umpire giving them time to sort it out. Pirates trying to move the ball by hand. As on the attack there for the Dingos was Malakjani.
That'll be a free kick to the Dingos, so they'll get out of jail free here. Atlantic Pirates with a good start. No, nothing on the scoreboard yet, though. There's a good battle. 61, Vincent LaForest. Nice job there, but it does go to the Dingos. Kick on the wing. No one in particular. Looks like Payable couldn't get that. Ball bouncing towards the boundary. Stays in. Very close to the boundary. Pirates get control. He couldn't keep it in, and that will be a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, he was looking for the handball to Ollie Gardner, and, of course, if the ball stays in, it's still good, but couldn't quite do that, so they get a boundary throw-in outside the forward 50 for the Dingos. Ball thrown up. It's tapped forward. As the attack begins, as Tilby will soccer it off the ground looking for Inkpen, who used to play in Toronto. He used to play with the Rebels, so he's used to hating the Dingos, I guess. Ball kicked through the middle of the field. Dingos take possession. Goes off the ground. It'll come to Payable again. Payable being pushed there by Lugarini, who has experience with the Northwind national team. As not a lot there, so I think that's going to end up being the umpire's ball. Again, a good fast start to this game between two strong teams.
Not fast start on the scoreboard, though. We're almost 4 minutes in, no score. These teams, as we expected, putting everything into it, and there's not a lot of room out there. Pirates are going forward, though. Here is Dullard. Dullard kicks it towards the forward 50. They can't get a clean look. Kick towards midfield, picked up by Euler for the Pirates. Nice handball there. Long kick towards forward 50 for the Pirates. And wow, Stephen Weaver Crawford again. He's been just lots of marks here in this tournament, and there's another one, and he knows how to kick it between the big sticks. So if you're Vegas odds, you're not betting against him here.
Yeah, strong kick for sure. President, founder of the St. John Bulldogs, a great player as well. Completes the mark off the kick from Matthew Woods. The Pirates have an opportunity to go out in front here, and Weaver Crawford, as David mentioned, is a strong kick. He's got a pretty favorable angle here. Let's see if he can punch through for the first score of the game. That looks
absolutely
good.
Never in doubt. As you would expect from Weaver Crawford, he is a gun and forward for the Atlantic Pirates, and they strike first.
Yeah, big first strike for the Pirates, and I would say the Pirates have probably had a little bit more forward 50 times, so based on that statistic, deserve. But again, these are two great teams, so you know the Dingos are going to be pushing back hard, and certainly expect a great cracking quarter and great half, I should say, 2 20-minute halves. And it is the Pirates getting that all-important first score.
And as we've talked about, 2 20-minute halves in these games, so you really like to get to a good start in these games because you get a bit of a lead, and that clock begins to be dangerous for you. But the Dingos do have the ball here in midfield. There's a one-hopper, so no mark. And it looks like they could be a free kick awarded to the Pirates.
Yeah, free kick Pirates. Looks like that's Anthony Payable of the Halifax Dockers. You're going to see a lot of him today. Played high level back home in Australia. He'll kick the ball, but it's intercepted. And going on the run, decision to play on, keep the flow going for the Dingos. Kick along the right side of the field. Good contest there in the forward 50 for the Dingos. Ball picked up off the ground. It'll be kicked out. And reeling that in was Edward Kammer to the St. John Bulldogs. He'll back that up. Kicks it along the left side. A nice contest there between LaForest and Daniel Gunn. Dingos take possession. Centering kick, nicely marked, and a potential opportunity here as that was Justin Moore reeling that in for the Dingos. I'll back up a little bit. He's going to assess his options. And he'll kick a bit to the left side and intercept mark there. Big one. I think that was Ollie Gardner for the Pirates. And the counterattack on. Nice bounce there.
Pirates on the run. There's another bounce. Doesn't do as well there. Sheehan with the ball. Kicks towards Pirates forward 50. Chris Bork after it there. In the pocket. Can they gain control? Tackle there goes over the line. I believe this will be a boundary throw-in. Pirates with a beautiful end-to-end passage of play there. And they get it in their forward 50 again. See what they can do with it here. Boundary throw-in. Off hands. Batted towards the pocket. In the shade there. Not a lot of shade on the field right now, but they are in one of the spots that actually has some shade right now as the hot summer. Oh, it's not really summer. Feels like summer here. Hot October sun here in Toronto today.
It didn't used to be like this in October. Here's an opportunity for the Pirates. Ball dribbling along the ground. I think that was Bork trying to kick it off the ground. And that is going to go through for one. So a single point for the Pirates. They'll add to the lead 7-0. Chris Bork along with Eric Martin, players who've played for both the Giants and the Dockers. As that's going to be marked there by Ludovic Barvat. Ball kicked along as Daniel Gunn. Seen his name called a few times here already. He has the ball for the Dingos.
Been a bit of a gun for the Dingos in this tournament for sure. So this is McNeil Lagarni. He's been a big factor for the Dingos in this one. Here's Ollie Gardner. Long kick. Can't get a mark there. They do get a kick going forward. After it is Jake Isaacs. Now it's Ian Euler. Ian Euler, he knows what to do with it. Doesn't get a mark, but gets a nice bounce there for Connor Sheehan. But he gets tackled, and the free kick is given to the Dingos.
Yeah, Dingos getting it, moving it along the left side of the field. That's going to be marked nicely by Brad Wooten. He decides to play on. Along the left side of the field it goes for the Dingos. Hand pass executed there towards the corner. Dingos backing up and then trying to move forward. Short kick. And that was probably just the required 15 as Barvat will pull in another mark. He'll switch the field to the right side. Goes to Gunn again. Again, calling his name quite a bit. Daniel Gunn will boot just towards the 50-meter arc. It's going to be intercepted by Anthony Payable of the Halifax Dockers, who not surprisingly has had a fair bit of the ball already today.
As you mentioned, played pretty high-level footy in Australia. we know ourselves how good Anthony Payable can be when he's on his game. So we'll see what he can do in this one. It's a short kick. Doesn't go where you want it, but Ollie Gardner's there for the Pirates, but there is a free kick given here. Holding for the Dingos to Ludovic Barat. Short kick and the mark. Kick towards the Dingos forward 50. Through hands, though. See if the Pirates can defend. There's a handball, but goes to the Dingos. That's kicked, and it's going to go over the line and will be a boundary throw. And in the pocket, in the Dingos forward 50.
Yeah, big opportunity here for the Dingos, who find themselves down 7-0 here, but pretty well played first half of the first half. And one of the Dingos players, can't sure, was a little bit slow to get up. Hopefully, whomever that is going to be able to walk that off. As the ball thrown up in the goal square and tap forward. Payable again trying to play that out of trouble for the Pirates. Ball loose along the ground. A good contest as both teams getting numbers to the ball. As looks like Miles Amiro's in the contest there for the Pirates. Ball loose along the ground again as no one's really able to pick it up. Although that should get easier than it was earlier in the day as the sun is kind of drying the ball and the conditions out as we hear the umpire's whistle go. Again, neither team really able to get much clarity there, and it looks like we'll get the ball thrown up. But,
yeah, not as much dew on the ground as there was in the first 3 games here today. It was similar conditions yesterday where the ground certainly dried as it went. We are we're not 9 minutes left here in the first half, so we're 11 minutes into this first half. The Pirates lead 7-0. This is a free kick, though, for the Dingos. Have to think there's going to be a forward 50 entry here. Looking for their first points in this one. Kick towards the pocket. Good defending there by Payable. Certainly been, and that's a free kick to the Pirates, so that should get them out of danger here. Yeah. To say they lead 7-0. Not a lot of space being given by either team in this one.
No, definitely not. As a kick along the right side of the field for the Pirates, it'll go dribbling along the ground. Who wants it? Easier said than done picking the ball up, especially with all the numbers of the contest from both teams. Dingos try to move it along the corridor again. Dingos in black and red, Pirates in white. As ball kicked forward, intercept mark there for Atlantic. It's kicked over to Miles Amiro, veteran of the Halifax Dockers. He's feeling the heat from behind. He'll kick it along the left side and kicks to an open patch of field. I think that's Costa Colivas of the St. John Bulldogs that's after it. I didn't see him yesterday, but he's in action today for St. John. As well, I think we're going to get a ball up here. As we have about 8 minutes or so to go in this first half of play. Again, it is all Pirates, but low scoring, 7-0, but it's been a good contest for both teams. Ball kicked along the right side. As the ball goes on its edge, who wants it? Is that going to stay in play? Yes, it's going to. Right in front of our broadcast location. We get a great look at all these fit specimens out there on both of these teams. The ball kicked towards, not paid. Ball kicked now forward, 54, the Pirates. Up in the air. Where is it going to go? Not marked again. Opportunity for the Pirates, though. Here's Bork with it of the Sydney Giants. He'll kick it towards a goal, and then it's going to go just offline in a play.
I believe it bounced before it went over the line. There should be a boundary throw-in. So not a bad result, actually, for the Pirates to get a boundary throw-in deep into their forward 50. See if they can gain control, get a boot on it, get the ball through the big sticks. Less than 7 minutes left here in the first half. That ball off of hands. Who can get it? Lots of players around the ball, as you would expect, and that will be a ball up.
That ball up indeed, again, still in that Pirates forward 50. Pirates with a goal in behind, no score yet for the Dingos. Tap forward is going to be the Dingos getting possession only briefly and just absolutely no time and space there for Anthony Payable. He was wrapped up just milliseconds after he had the ball.
Well, a free kick here for the Pirates. This is going to be a real good opportunity to lengthen their lead.
And he's got a big opportunity now for sure. We're talking about the importance of Anthony Payable, and this could be a key goal if he's able to strike this through for the Pirates. I wouldn't bet against him from this distance.
Had some good celebrations in this tournament. A nod to his wife and child at home. Here's the kick. It looks pretty good. Oh, it's a dead center. And there's another one for the Pirates. That's 2 goals, 1 behind, 13 points to the Dingos, no score. And the Pirates really sending a message here early in this one.
Yeah, no doubt about that kick from Anthony Payable. And a fairly well played first half, but Pirates ultimately executing their free kick given, and you got to take advantage of those opportunities if you're Atlantic, and that is what they did.
Tribal Sport, official tournament partner of the 2025 Men's Club Championships. With more than 20 years of experience and a deep understanding of the international footy market, Tribal Sport is your source for high-quality on- and off-field apparel. Visit tribalsport.com.au. Order your club's merchandise today.
Center clearance, the Dingos take the ball, kick towards the right side, and that's going to be reeled in for a mark. As backing up and then kicking to the right. Good use of the wing there as Gunn's at it again. Again, he's been very good for the Dingos in the early going. He'll sell a little bit of candy, kicks towards the 50-meter arc. Ball's up in the air. Who wants it? The Pirates did a good job of getting numbers of the contest. Euler had it for Payable, who's just all over the ball right now as he works his way through the middle. Kicks along the right side. Looked like he was looking for Sheehan. As the ball goes dribbling into the Pirates forward 50, Connor Sheehan's after it again. He plays in Halifax with the Dockers. Again, the Pirates, a conglomeration of the 4 Atlantic teams. Bork taken off the ball. And I think I say was he legally tackled? And yes, it is a free kick for the Dingos. Ball kicked along the left side, and that is going to be reeled in as the Dingos try to work the left side of the field. Again, it is a 13-0 score for the Pirates, who are in white, Dingos in black and red. As the Dingos try to move forward. Boy, again, not a lot of time to move the ball here. It seems like everybody's on your tail if you've got the ball. As you can see.
Another free kick to the Dingos. Just over 4 minutes here. Dingos getting some free looks here. Still in midfield, though. The Pirates are defending very hard. Here is Jake Isaacs. And the whistle. So that's a free kick to the Pirates. Going to go to Anthony Payable. We know how good he can be with the ball. Kick. Here's a laser beam. Oh, can't take the mark. Dingo's clear to basically space. That's picked up by Gardner. Gardner kicks down the line. Can't get a mark. Picked up there, though, by Keffer. And that's kicked back by the Dingos, but what a mark by Gardner going backwards over his head. That's a nice mark. He kicks it towards the forward 50, just outside, and a nice mark by Euler. Euler, who played for the Northwind, has been playing in Australia from Halifax, Nova Scotia, but he has been playing in Australia for the last year or so. So he's showing those skills that he might have further learned in Australia.
Yeah, multi-sport athlete, played gridiron football, star goaltender in hockey as well, and has quickly, rapidly become a star footy player also. He was the youngest member of that Northwind team attack last year. Has a bit of a long-distance kick ahead of him. He's going to boot it. Looks like he's looking for a mark in front of the goal square, and it's actually going to go off Dingo's hands, and that does go out of play.
It was run through for a behind, so that's a behind for the Pirates. 2 goals, 2 behinds. 14 points for the Pirates, no score for the Dingos. Approaching 2 minutes left here in the first half. Again, these halves are 20 minutes long. Pirates with the 14-point lead. They might have possession again. And here is Amaro. Handball to Sheehan. Kick towards the pocket. That goes off hands. Will it reach the line? It doesn't. They get possession and off hands. And I believe this will be a boundary throw-in.
As we were saying.
No, free kick. I think it was a throw there. So the Dingos could get out of danger here. They're in danger overall in this game, though. Behind by 14 points as we're approaching 1 minute left here in the first half.
As we were saying, the sun kind of wreaking havoc on David and I's eyes as we try to decipher what's going on at that end. Long kick, though, here for the Pirates. And that is going to go through for a behind as well. So goes to another Pirate score. Dingos will have an opportunity. Goal kick late here in this first half. Ball up the corridor. Finds Dingo hands eventually. And it's kicked out through the middle. And it's going to be picked up by the Pirates. Kicked along the left side. Kolivas reels it in. Kolivas, a key player for the St. John Bulldogs. He's got the ball. He'll boot it towards goal square, looking for a St. John teammate, Weaver Crawford, who gets hands on it. A ball on the ground as Weaver Crawford's taken the ground. Dingo's getting some numbers there as the ball just not really wanting to find any firm hands. It's finally picked up. I think that was Jake Isaacs that was kicking it forward. Couldn't get it to goal. Dingos will clear it out of trouble. It's time at ticking down here in this first half.
Far side of the field, though, still in the forward end of the ground for the Pirates, and they have the ball again. That is McMillan. Ball hits ground again. Less than 30 seconds left by our clock. Again, our clock is unofficial, so there can be differences. Handball here to Amaro. He knows what to do with the ball. Here's a kick towards forward 50. Can they get their mark? They do.
Yeah,
Angus Dullard, I believe, if I can, 32, yes, Angus Dullard. This might be a kick after the siren. It is. For those who don't know Australian rules football, they can kick after the siren. The points will count. And I would say this is a really important kick. If he can get a goal here, this will be a nice difference for the Pirates. And he kicks it dead straight, and another one for the Pirates. Their third goal. Their 3 goals, 3 behinds, 21 points. The Dingos, no score. They have made a statement here in this first half.
Yeah, exclamation point on a great first half, and I guess I don't feel so bad for failing to defend Angus Dullard at the Halifax Cup back in August. But yeah, very strong showing for the Pirates. And the Dingos came out playing well, but this Pirates team executing and to the very, very buzzer. That's a big, big goal kick for Angus Dullard, and his Pirates off to a cracking start here, 3-3-21 to no score for the Dingos.
Absolutely. We're going to take a break. So the Pirates lead by 21 here in the last pool game of the 2025 AFL Canada Men's Club Championships. We'll see you in 3 minutes and 53 seconds.
Google Forms now accepts payments. The Payable Forms add-on allows for seamless integration of a digital checkout with your Google Forms. Install the Payable Forms add-on. Link your payment provider, share, and get paid. Your customers can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, Cash App, Venmo, and more. Save time and hassle by automating your payment process quickly and simply. Payable Forms gets you paid.
Play for fun. Play for fitness. Play for glory. Play for community. Play for club. Play for country. Play for each other. Play because you love playing. Play footy. Visit AFLCanada.com and find a club near you today.
Welcome back to Colonel Samuel Smith Park for the final game in the pool stage of the 2025 AFL Canada Men's Club Championship. We have the Atlantic Pirates and the Toronto Dingos in what is essentially a preliminary final in Pool B. I have to remember if it is Pool B.
It's one of the two pools.
Yeah. It is Pool B. And the Pirates certainly with a great first half. 3 goals, 3 behinds, 21 points to the Dingos, no score. Dingos certainly wouldn't be familiar with that sort of play. The Dingos were 10-0 in the AFL Ontario regular season, did lose the grand final, but I don't think they would have expected that first half.
Yeah, the Atlantic Pirates coming in, I think, well, obviously David and I are from the East Coast, so we know very well what these guys can bring, but a bit of a wild card, I think, coming into this tournament, and maybe you could say this to a lesser extent with Calgary as well. People in Ontario knew that these quote-unquote out-of-region teams were going to bring some strong talent, but they didn't know how strong, and through their first 2.5 games, the Pirates are giving that showcase so far.
And the challenge for the Pirates was always, these are 4 teams, players from 4 teams don't often play together in one team, don't often play large field footy too. the league there is small on soccer pitches or rugby pitches, 11-a-side. So, but they've adjusted very well, let's say, so far in this tournament.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And they get the bounce. They get the ball off the center bounce. Quick holding the ball call, though, against the Pirates. So the Dingos, will have a chance as Barassa has the ball. He'll kick it through the middle, but it's intercepted. They lose the ball as quickly as they had it. And Anthony Payable, whose name we were calling a lot in that first half, gets the ball again. He's looking for a target, and he's got one in the form of Kyle Robinson, who was best on ground or best and fairest for AFL Atlantic this year. Here's an opportunity for the Pirates on the attack, and won't quite go as planned. So that's a free kick to the Dingos in their defensive 50.
Oh, that's a nice intercept, Mark, in the forward 50 for the Pirates.
Connor
Sheehan. See if he has a kick at goal here. It's a long one. He's also a long one, though. You think he might be able to kick the ball pretty well.
Yeah, he's got an opportunity here for sure.
We don't have his kind of height, Patrick.
Definitely not.
That's well wide and will be out on the full, so there'll be free kick to the Dingos.
Yeah.
Killed a few leaves there as well.
Yeah, Connor thought the trees were getting a little bit lonely, so he gives them some company. So this is a big kick out here for the Dingos as they're going to try to get something going here. As obviously it was all Pirates on the scoreboard in the first half, 21-0. All kicked along the left side. It'll go for a bounce, a punch out, but again, all the numbers are white jumpers. Sheehan will move it over to Robinson. Robinson kicks towards the hot spot. Ball's up in the air. It goes bouncing along. Where's it going to land? Is it going to land on Pirate hands? That's a kick by Jake Isaacs. And that is going to go. Did that go
through for a behind?
For one?
It went left. So, but still down the right end of the field for the Pirates. Already approaching 2 minutes through the second half. And the Dingos barely have seen their end of the scoring field. So that's what you like for the Pirates. Kill some clock. Dingos, though, getting some play here in midfield. Gets a mark down the far side of the field. There's another mark there. Going carefully down the field. Just outside the 50-meter arc. Nice handballs back and forth, kick towards the middle, but that's off of Pirates' hands. See how they can defend. There's a handball. Ball on the ground, picked up by the Dingos. That's Daniel Gunn. Kick towards the forward 50. It's going towards goal. It rolls, and it's over 4 behind. So that, or no, it did not go through.
Again, the sun playing tricks on us. Tough to see down at that end, and it looked like it was going to go through for a behind, but the fact did stay alive, so the ball goes back to the mid part of the field as Euler with a short kick, and that is going to be marked by Chris Bork. Plays on to Euler on the handball. Nice use of the option there. Kick to space, as looks like Weaver Crawford's going to go after it. Weaver Crawford now will try to handball out the back to Euler. And as David said, you get the different teams working together there as Euler, Weaver Crawford, and Bork all play for 3 different clubs teams back in Atlantic, Canada. As the Dingos trying to get into the defensive 50 here, kick the ball along the ground as it's, it's going to be blown down. Again, you see a couple of nice handball links by the Dingos, but they aren't able to get that last play to really get into scoring territory. But they're going to start from inside the Pirates forward 50.
They get a free kick here. Get a mark on the far side. Dingos looking for the first points. Pirates with a 22-point lead. Short option. Nice mark there. Justin Moore. Another short option here to Talbot. Another mark there. That is Harry Moore. Dingos taking their time, which is interesting because the clock is dangerous for them. But they are getting territory at this point, which they didn't have much in the first half. So that's off of hands. Will be a boundary throw-in. Believe it's just inside the 50-meter arc for the Dingos forward line.
Yeah, you had those 3 successive marks there. We didn't see a lot of that for the Dingos in the first half, so they're just trying to put together some consistent possession here. Ball on the ground as it looks like it's going to end up back in Pirates' hands. As we hear the whistle go again. Not a lot of time and space out there. A lot of numbers to the contest. The Pirates have specialized in that, and it's part of the reason they've been able to jump out to this lead.
They do get the free kick here, which is going to Fable. Certainly will be no rush here. The clock is the friend of the Atlantic Pirates. Just want to keep control, keep possession. Give the Dingos as little as possible. Nice handoff there. Pirates keeping possession. High kick. Doesn't really go too far. Just batted away there by, believe that was Costa. Kicked high. To the advantage of Amiro. Can't make the mark, but does make a nice contest. That's a nice tackle. That's holding the ball. Will be a free kick to the Pirates. And already more than 5 minutes gone in this second half.
Yeah, it was good work by Miles Amiro, their original Halifax Docker. Still playing at just such a high level as he was when he started. But counterattack now for the Dingos. I think that was a high contact call against the Pirates, I believe. So that will be a free kick to Tom Mead of the Dingos. Mead with a short kick. Didn't have any options there, so it's going to end up in Pirates' hands now as a ball goes the other way. Jacob McMillan was taken down. McMillan, the representative from the Cornwall Tigers. Nice to see them represented on this Atlantic team. They're the newest team in Atlantic Canada, but that's going to end up being a free kick for the Dingos outside.
Didn't get rid of the ball properly,
right.
So here's a chance for the Dingos. Long kick towards the sticks. Will they get a mark? They don't. Nice defense there. Tries the big turnaround kick. It doesn't work. And it actually goes through. Will be their first point. Not with the 6 they're looking for, but they get something on the scoreboard. Pirates leading 3 goals, 4 behinds, 22 points to the Dingos. No goals, 1 behind, 1 point.
Yeah, goal square kick for the Pirates coming off of that first Dingo score. But as David said, not the score the Dingos were looking for. And Payable knows he has all kinds of time as clock is in the favor of the Pirates. As the ball goes to the middle of the field, as that's Lyndon Tilby with the ball. Native of Western Australia, playing in Halifax with the Dockers. He'll kick it through as the ball will come to Isaacs. Nice handball option.
Here's a chance here. Here's some space. It looks good, and it's dead straight, and another goal for the Pirates. I believe that was Connor Sheehan. Wow, Patrick, that is a big one for the Pirates.
Yeah, absolutely. And just great ball movement there through the corridor. They weren't using the wings, just straight up the middle, and Sheehan ends up being the finisher. It seemed like the seas parted there for the Pirates and just doing a good job creating space. Now 4-4, 28 to 0-1-1. So it's very much game on for Atlantic here.
You could see there was clear sailing for him in front of the goal there. He had a clear shot. You don't want to be giving guys like him those sorts of shots. And the Pirates with a bit of a commanding lead right now. Dingos will try to get it back into this. They do have a free kick here in midfield. Hold the play on. Here's a kick off hands. Nice pickup there. Kick towards a near open forward line for them. Nice pickup defensively. Kick towards the line. It does bounce before, so that's going to be a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, definitely advantageous for the Pirates that didn't go straight out, so it becomes a 50-50 proposition instead of being out on the full. So you'll get that boundary throw in, although it is obviously positioning closer for the Dingos as they look to go to the forward 50. Ball is won by Toronto. It is kicked out to Bergman. Bergman kicks towards the hot spot. Contest there, no clear winner. Ball comes back now, and that was a player quickly taken down was Jack Green. I don't think there was much in the way of prior there. Oh, I spoke too soon, so it's going to be a free kick for the Ding. No, I was correct the first time. Never doubt your instincts, Dave. It's going to be a ball up. As a ball thrown up as it's tapped by both hands. And Tilby's out there for the Pirates, and it's going to come onto the hands of Payable. Ball goes skyward. Way up in the air it goes. Goes bouncing up and down as it'll be Dingo's possession here, but only briefly. Kalivas will kick it up on the right side. Dingo hands find it. Maraza had it briefly, but now it comes back to the Pirates. Ball kind of dribbling around the field. Who's going to pick it up? No one really able to get it. Nice bump contest there by Weaver Crawford along with Boshian as the Dingos take possession. Ball kicked along the left side. It's good contest in the last couple of minutes. There hasn't really been any sort of clear favorite as Payable will kick it towards the middle, and Kalivas will mark that for the Pirates.
Nice play again. Get control. The clock is their friend. There's Gardner, kick towards the forward 50. Nice pickup there. He falls, though. Didn't see the number. And the Dingos can clean up. Kick towards midfield. Nice there by the Pirates player by I can't say Costa's last name. Anyway, Calavas. Kick there by Euler to the pocket. Oh, gains control, kicks towards goal. It's way high. And that looks to be right there from our angle. But
that's why we let the goal umpire make that decision. He's a lot closer to the play than we are.
Out on the full there. So there's a bounce by the defender for the Dingos. They do get out of jail here with a mark from Daniel Gunn. Kicks wide. Trying to get some flow here. We're already more than halfway through the second half. It's a 27-point lead for the Pirates. And again, now they have another mark and control of the ball.
Yeah, ball kick towards that Pirates forward 50, and as David mentioned, a 28-1 lead here for the Pirates. Time of the essence of the Dingos, about 9 minutes to go. Again, our clock is unofficial. Dingos black and red, Pirates in white. Ball bouncing around towards the boundary, and now the Pirates take possession, charging towards the forward 50. Ball goes dribbling along the ground, and it will squirt out of play. And again, those types of results are going to be favorable for the Pirates. They are in control of the game and in control of the clock at the moment.
They have no problem with lots of boundary throw-ins in their end of the field. They'll do that all game. All 8.5 minutes left, they'll do that for 8.5 minutes. They'd win the game in that case. But the Dingos do have the ball now. Kicks it up towards midfield to no one really in particular. Pirates do gain control and kicks it. Weaver Crawford can't quite get a hand on that. Dingos now kicks towards midfield. The Dingos have absolutely nobody in their forward 50. They're behind by 27 and no one in their forward 50. Here's a kick out. That is Lugarini. He has a free kick at goal. It goes, and it's straight through. So that's a goal for the Dingos. They're first in this one. The Pirates still lead, but it's 4 goals, 4 behinds, 28 points for the Pirates. 1 goal, 1 behind, 7 points for the Dingos.
Yeah, we're talking about the lack of Dingos' presence in the forward 50, but what they did have there was the presence of Lugarini, a player for the national team, great skill player to get his team on the board.
Payable Apps, official streaming partner of the 2025 Men's Club Championship. Simplify all the effort involved with accepting, collecting, and reporting electronic payments with Payable Apps. Visit payableapps.com to automate your payments today.
Yeah, major score for Lugarini, and that's a big one for the Dingos. Of course, still a bit of a tall hill to climb, but certainly that goal gives them the puncher's chance, so to speak. They get the ball off the center clearance, and again, not a lot of time and space. Anthony Fable's been all over the ball, and he's there to complete the tackle, and I don't believe there was any prior there, so we're going to get a ball up.
Of note, the first goal the Pirates have allowed so far in this tournament. So they have had really good defense. They've had the ball a lot in this tournament so far. But it is the Dingos with it now. Bergman kicks towards the forward 50. Nicely defended here. Trying to pick it up. They do. Little handball. Umpire didn't see it as a handball by Fable, and this will be a free kick to the Dingos.
Yeah, Dingos coming with some pressure. They're going to try to hope it's not too little too late. Handball option out the back to Moore. Kick through. That looks pretty good. Does he have a marking option there? Contest, and that is going to be hauled down. I think that was Angus Dullard that was able to get an intercept mark there. I believe that was Dullard. And that's a key intercept for the Pirates. Kicks up through the middle of the field as the ball goes bouncing on the ground. Sheehan was looking for it for the Pirates. Couldn't get to it. Now Talbot has it for the Dingos. And that will be nicely marked. This is a big opportunity here for Toronto, the Dingos, to try to get back into this game.
You have to think this is a must kick for the Dingos to stay in this game. But Teo Lugarini, he knows how to kick the ball, so you wouldn't bet against him on this one.
Well, obviously scored just moments ago. He's looking for a second major score here to close the gap further.
Looking like it's pretty. No, it went a little right. So that'll be the Dingos' second behind. 1 goal, 2 behinds, 8 points for the Dingos. Pirates 4 goals, 4 behinds, 28 points.
Yeah, it looked like that might have actually gone inside, but grazed the post. Regardless, it is only the 1-point score. As Lugarini contributing the bulk of the offense here for the Dingos. That ball is going to be booted out along the left side as that was Ollie Gardner. I think that was Gardner was mentioned earlier. I was thinking it was Dullard. I think that was Gardner as kicked it along the left side as again, the Pirates more than happy to melt the clock here as they lead 28-8 in the second half.
20-point lead. Approaching 5 minutes left here in the second half. Not a lot of time here for the Dingos, but they are challenging right now. Lots of players around the ball, as you would expect. Pirates are not going to give any room for the Dingos at this point. The challenge for the Dingos will be to find an open player, get a kick at goal. Pirates are able to get the ball to midfield, but it is in the hands of Dingos. There's a nice handball. There's a kick and an open player. He'll have a kick from about 45.
Lugarini again.
Lugarini. So he has a big kick on him. Would think this could be in his range. We'll see if he looks at goal or looks at a mark. Here's a kick. Oh, that's a nice kick. That's a beautiful kick. And they like it. It's a goal for the Dingos. So that's 2 goals, 2 behinds for the Dingos. And they have a bit of a charge here right now in the second half.
Yeah, 2 goals, 3 behinds. And Matteo Lugarini, we talked about his pedigree being on the national team, and he looks like at this point he's really just trying to take his team on his back and drag them back into the game, and he may just do that, but still 13 points. Even the behinds kind of looming large there as the Pirates with what amounts to a 3-score lead here, 28-15, but some big pushback from the Dingos.
Still 3.5 minutes left in this game, so it's certainly possible for the Dingos. Pirates with possession. Nice pickup. Turnaround there. Handball doesn't call. There's a nice one. Kick towards the pocket. Off hands. And that will be boundary throw in deep in the forward pocket for the Atlantic Pirates.
Yeah, Pirates will take this for sure with just about 3 minutes left here. And with that 20-point advantage, not 20-minute advantage. That'd be a bit of an odd statement to say. So this will be thrown in the forward 50 of the Pirates. And ball is going to be picked up by Team Atlantic. Kalivas was after, but it is going to be Dingo's hands that claim it. Ball cutting through the middle of the field there in the forward 50 for the Pirates, and it's cleared out of said forward 50. Into open space. Pirates again with numbers to the contest. Some good sequence of handballs there. There's Eric Martin handballing it over to Kyle Robinson. Both of those guys play for the Halifax Dockers, and I believe that was Anthony Payable with a clean mark.
What a mark.
Been tremendous for the Pirates today.
Sliding mark there, and he's going to take all the time. He gets 30 seconds here. Going to take all of that. It's outside 50, but I wouldn't bet against him kicking this. He can kick a mile.
Yeah, absolutely. And he said he gets the 30 seconds. I'm sure he'll be happy to take 35 or so. And you can see the Pirates buzzing around. They know Kalivas is kind of calling for the ball, but he has the leg to kick it from here. He might elect to kick to mark. Oh, he's just going to play on. Little cheeky move there by Payable. Kicks deep into the forward 50. And that is going to be marked cleanly by Angus Dullard. And that just takes more time off the clock, David.
More time plus more points. Get another 6 on the board and clock. This could be a big one right here. This could seal it away. Dullard takes it pretty quickly, but kicks it towards, and it's good. They like it. They love it. And so does the goal umpire. The Pirates with 5 goals, 4 behinds, 34 points. Dingos, 2 goals, 2 behinds, 14 points. They get it back to a 20-point lead. And we're less than a minute and a half left in this one.
Yeah, great work from the Pirates. And you said it's really impressive. And you do look at the roster composition. Halifax would certainly have more players than the rest of the Atlantic teams. But bringing in all these guys from different places, certainly looking pretty cohesive this weekend thus far. Hard to argue the results.
Yeah, tough to see the Dingos getting 4 goals here in just over a minute. Again, our clock is unofficial, so there could be a difference between when our clock goes to 0 and when the siren goes. Oh, we look like we have an injured Pirate here.
Yeah, you never want to see this. So hopefully whichever player it was that goes down is going to be okay. And both teams kind of gathering around with concern as couldn't quite see the player. Believe that's Kyle Robinson. So yeah, it is Robinson for sure. So didn't get a chance to see what happened there, but hopefully he's going to be okay. We talked earlier, obviously he's a shining star out in the East, was best and fairest in Atlantic Canada this year. And I don't love the looks of this, David. This wasn't quite getting up to a base as you'd like to see, and he might get helped off the field by a couple of his teammates. So you never want to see that. I mean, that can happen sometimes, whether it's a hit or sometimes you just collide with someone else. Sometimes it's friendly fire. Didn't see what happened there, but hopefully Kyle will be okay. But he's being helped to the sidelines here. So
Kyle from Melbourne, Australia. The newer players in Atlantic. Wish him the best, obviously. I think there's less than a minute left in this game. We'll see when it restarts. They'll wait until he's off. Looks like he's getting a bit of a trot going on. So
nice to see.
Very nice to see for sure. All right, ball up, midfield, off of hands, picked up by the Dingos. Ball just bouncing around. Nice handball to Payable. Payable with the handball to Euler. There's two good players with the ball in hand. That goes off of hands and right to Jake Isaacs, who gets it to Chris Bork. He kicks it, and that's just a behind there. So less than 30 seconds left in this game. That will be now a 21-point lead for the Pirates.
Yeah, certainly. We talked about the great ball movement there for the Pirates, and now the Dingos trying to finish strong, if nothing else. Of course, assuming this score holds, they will go on to play for third place against the Saints. Pirates looking like they're going on to take on the Kangaroos, as should be just a matter of time now. Of course, our clock's unofficial, and, well, I guess we were pretty close after all. And, wow, David, we talked about it, but what a showing for the Atlantic Pirates, 5-5, 35 to 2-2, 14, and just if they don't play together all year, you wouldn't know it based on what we saw this weekend.
Absolutely.
So far.
Atlantic Pirates, probably the team that was the biggest wild card in terms of the country didn't know what they were going to be able to do. Well, what they're going to be able to do is play in the final and play for the trophy at the end of this tournament. So, real statement by the Atlantic Pirates. They win by 21. We have still a lot of great footy to come. Coming up next is the EMM Consulting Women's Plus matchup between Team Quebec and Team Ontario, and then we'll have the different finals games, 4 versus 4, 3 versus 3, 2 versus 2, and then, of course, the grand final, the game for the trophy, the beautiful trophy that's on the other side of this field here in Toronto. It will be the Calgary Kangaroos versus the Atlantic Pirates. We're in a field in Toronto. There's no Toronto teams in the final. There's the West and there's the East. It's going to be a battle.
Yeah, couldn't say it any better than myself. The visitors coming in and staking claim. We know the trophy is leaving Ontario. We just don't know which direction it is going to be in. But as you said, David, we're going to have some great placement games too. You know, all those games, the battles for third, fifth, seventh, it's the last games for these teams, so they all want to finish their season strong. And as for the women, this is going to be an opportunity for them to showcase themselves. They don't get a lot of chances to play in the big spot like this. I know some additional players have been flown in for it as well. So, yeah, really looking forward to the rest of the day, and we should be we're not even halfway through what's already been a great day of footy.
Absolutely look forward to that. We're going to have just a programming note. There will be a longer break, about 20 minutes we expect before the women's match. So we are looking forward to that. Want to thank everyone who is viewing, but more to come here at Deer Humber College at Colonel Samuel Smith Park at the 2025 AFL Canada Men's Club Championship. We'll see you later.